Well, it seems losing to Nantes was the final straw for the team. They didn't really perform well the rest of the season, and as a result, we fell out of playoff contention. Part of me is not too upset about that because I really didn't want to get another promotion. Back-to-back promotions would have been a bad thing because we're just not ready for it. On the other hand, finishing solidly mid-table is quite an accomplishment for such a young team, and I'm pretty happy with that. We've got one more game left in the season, and then it's off to probably what should be a busy off-season. My name's FM19, and this is the Ritornu Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 31. Well, and as you can see here, we are solidly mid-table. We're in 9th place at the moment. We could possibly work our way up to 8th place, assuming Nancy loses and we win. As you can see, 37 matches played. Our 62 goals were the 3rd highest. Our 49 goals allowed were the 10th best. We're only 4th best in yellow cards. Yay us. And we had the 1 red card, which was nice. Our average attendance was pretty good. We're over 6,300. The Nantes game was, well, maybe collapse is too strong a word. We're fighting a bunch of niggling injuries. We had some players out that frankly, if the games were more important, I would have played them and risked further injuring them, but I don't want to do that. At least this season. If this was our second season in Ligue 2, possibly. But as you can see, after losing at Nantes, we were away at Nancy, and we lost there 3-1. Antoine Bernard had a 46-minute goal for us. That was really nice, but that was pretty much all we could muster. We were then home against Brest, and we beat them 3-2. We came back to win that match. They were 2-0 up at the halftime. We got a goal off Maxime Cavalier, an own goal off a set piece, and then Joris and Patrick Isria scored to get the win. We were then away at Nimes, and we lost that 3-1. Frank had a 10th minute goal, which I believe that was the game that put him over 20 for the season. We were then home against US Concarneau, and we drew. We should have won. We had our chances there. We threw them away. Frank with a 43rd minute goal for the draw. We were then home against Red Star, and we won that game 2-0, thanks to Frank penalty kick and Rafael Almeida off a set piece. And then we were home against Sochaux, and we absolutely got drilled again 3-0. It's the second time Sochaux's just thumped us this season. The annoying thing is Concarneau, Red Star, and Sochaux are all lower table here. But as it stands, Auxerre is winning the league. Nimes is going up as well. Strasbourg, Reims, and Troyes are in the playoffs. And then, you know what? Let me see if I can see who's coming down from Ligue 1. So, Amiens and Metz are coming down from Ligue 1. Saint-Étienne is in the relegation playoff spot. Paris Saint-Germain won the league with 100 points. Monaco is in second place with 99. It's actually a really good season. And then Olympique Lyon, 20 points behind for 3rd place. So I believe Paris Saint-Germain also won the Champions League. They did the double this year, they did the treble this year, which is, let me see here. They won the Cuda League. They're playing in the Champions Cup. They won League 1. And, yeah, they won the Trophy des Champions. So, it's possible they could be winning the Champions League. Who are they playing in that? Liverpool. Well, go PSG. Today, though, we are playing Clermont, and they're in 13th place. I like our chances. I'd like to try and finish 8th. That would be nice, but if we don't, I'm okay with 9th. No one can catch us, even if we lose. So, as you can see, Frank, 22 goals. Frank Diallo, our highest average rating at 7.2, and the most assists at 12. Anthony Roncanglia, the best pass completion at 86%. We'll play the Clermont game. We'll come back. We'll look at some more stats after this. So I'm going to set the best 11 and check the reserves, and we'll be back with the match against Clermont in just a bit. Well, our last game of the season, we are hosting Clermont, playing our 4-2-3-1 with Adrian in goal, Brigado, Almeida, Joris and Sasha as the defensive back four, Bernard and Kerbachi as the midfielders, Diallo, Knezovic, and Istria up top as the attacking midfielders, and Frank as the striker. Almeida with a Free kick from just outside the box. Guys are over the crossbar. I've signed a few of the youngsters for next season already. Oddly enough, I went to Sofiane Borisbel and tried to sign him, and he didn't want to re-sign with us. Which means, unless I bring in someone else to back up Frank, I think probably Jackie Valero is going to be the backup. He's got potential. Not Sofiane Borisbel potential, but, you know, we'll have to see what the transfer window brings. Sasha, the throw in. Now knocked away, but it goes right back to Sasha. Over to Krbache, to Knezovic. Back to Krbache, Knezovic. Sasha crosses it in, but it's knocked away. Knezovic runs it down, though, to Krbache. Back to Sasha. Maybe fifth time's a charm. Aye has the ball now. Driving forward, crosses it to Fojo. Stops it from going out of bounds. Cuts back inside. Taps it over to Barreto. Oh, he bounces it off a Bastia player, but Fojo gets back. Fojo being shadowed, but he manages to get it Gastien, who sends it to Ulasade, to Rocha, who's all alone on the left. Crosses it in. I was tripped. Come on, Florian. Nuts. Okay. Not the start we wanted. Now, Florian guessed right. He just didn't dive far enough. Now, kickoff highlight. This could be interesting. Knezovic out to Emil. To Diallo. He's already picked up a yellow. When did I miss that? Taps it over to Bernardi. Frank at the top of the box to Krbache, and hits shots wide left. Joris to Knezovic. To Istria. Out to Sasha. Crosses it in. Diallo's there, and he slots it just past Pryor. Near post for the goal. That was well done. Nice cross by Sasha. Okay, not an outstanding header, but it worked. Adrian with the goal kick. Up to Emil. Over to Diallo. Almost loses it. Does lose it. Ball's knocked away. Ulasade's going to run it down. To Aye. Out to Rocha. Bounces it off a Bastia player, but Uslade runs it down. Back to Schmisser. He sends it up, but Siniani knocks it down. To Ferry, who sends it over to Roshi. God, names are hard tonight. Ferry, top of the box. Gastien. Nice hard shot past Adriani on the left for the goal. This first goal of the season. Well done, us. Man. Rocha brings it forward. Holds it up. Crosses it in. Joris knocks it down, but it goes right to Ferry, who sends it over to Gastien. Kind of surprised Ferry didn't take the shot. So I'm timing this just right. It's actually a Friday when I'm recording this, and I'm not working this weekend. So I've got a lot of decisions to make going forward. How many of the youngsters I want to keep, which youngsters I want to keep, how many of them I want to keep on the first team, how many of them I want to bring to the under-23s. The one thing I am worried about is my under-19 team is in the relegation zone. Oh, Istria. Oh, nice save by Pryor. My under-19 team is being relegated out of the division they're in, so I don't know if that means Santiani, wide right off the free kick. I don't know if that means they're going down a division. I know when I previously played as a USL Dunkirk in FM2017, I know I've mentioned this before, I didn't pay attention to my under-23 squad, and they were relegated out of the National 3 because I didn't have anything loaded below them. They were kind of wandering, lost in the woods for a while. And it took them 4 or 5 years before they came back in. As you can see, we've had more shots, but not as many on target. 2 clear-cut chances, though, and a slight possession advantage. Clermont's had 4 shots, 3 on target, and then 1 clear-cut chance, but it's definitely worked for him. I'm going to come out in the attack here. Diallo. Tribernati. Back to Knezovic. Cross the field to Sasha. And the highlight ends. Brigado with the throw-in. Knezovic, back to Brigado. He crosses it in, but it's knocked down. Barreto's going to get there before, I think that's Krbache. He sends it in. Aye is there, but he heads it over the crossbar. Dodged a bullet there. Sasha to Rocha. Istria picked up a knock. Now we lose it. Aye has it for Clermont. Sends it up. Barreto's there. Got behind the defenders. Adriani with a nice save. Rocha to Ai on the throw-in. Back to Rocha. Crosses it in. Barretto's there, but it's knocked down and away by Brigetto. Gastian's going to get there before, I think that's Istria can. Fojo has it, but he sends it right to Bernardi, who sends it to Diallo, who's dispossessed. Fojo has it now. Crosses it in, but it's poor. Krabache gets it, knocks it out to Frank, who's waiting for some support. He tries tapping it up, but Laporte gets it. Sends it back to Pryor, who sends it up to Barretto. Man, this is a long highlight. Barretto drives forward. The defense is there. Instead, Oslati. We should have had that, guys. Come on. That's not good. Let me see what's going on with Istria. He picked up a knock. We'll bring him off. Bring on Bezecourt. Bring off Diallo. Bring on Polo. You know what? We're going to switch Polo and Bezecourt. Save our last sub for now. Bezecourt from outside the box. It's Joris with a nice header. That's how he scored his other goal. No, it wasn't a header. It was one of those. I'm going to leap up and volley it. Hong Kong cinema style. Rocha with the throw-in for Clermont. Ai back to Rocha, who sends it in. Gastian's there, but he skies it over the crossbar. Ai picked up a knock. And they got him off the field. 20 minutes left. Can we get the equalizer? Rocha to Pedro. Runs forward. Oslato. Nice save by Adriani. Scrum in front of the box, and it's knocked away finally. That was dangerous. Pedro with a corner kick in for Clermont. Too far. Sasha knocks it down. Brigato's there. Up to Polo. Doesn't have a lot of help. Tries crossing it. There's no one there, but Bezecourt's going to run it down before it goes out of bounds. He sends it over to Brigato, who sends it off a Clermont player. Pedro's going to run it down. Over to Barreto. What was Brigato doing up the midfield line? I got to check my quarters. 2 minutes left before extra time. 5 minutes extra time. Okay, we got a chance. Brigato to Sasha. Drives forward to Polo. Back to Sasha. Crosses it. Knocked down. Gastian gets it. Sends it up to Barreto. That's going to be the game. Barreto runs down the errant pass. Over to Rivieres. Back to Barreto. To Gastian. To Oslati. You've got to be kidding me. That was just... Okay. Last gasp. Bezecourt sends it in, but it's knocked away. Schmisser's going to get a double yellow card, but it's not going to matter. We get one off the free kick from just outside the box. Almeida, nope, bounces off Pryor. Frank gets it. And it's a free kick to Clermont. That's going to be the game. That was harsh. 16,000 euros paid out to the squad on a prorated basis for reaching the quarterfinals. Olympique Marseille won. Best match was Stade Brochin. The season hasn't quite come to a close yet. We still got the playoffs to happen, so I'm going to forward through those. We will come back, see who won League 2. Well, we know who won League 2. See who gets promoted, or who else is possibly coming down from League 1. And then it is time to get ready for the off-season. Well, the board set the initial budgets. This is not too bad. 56,000 euros a week, a transfer budget of just under 2 million. I wish the transfer budget was a little bit higher, but one of the things I haven't mentioned lately is looking at the budget. We've actually done really well. Rumored takeover has been in the works for a long time now. At one point in time, out of the blue, it was so-and-so has decided not to invest in the club, and I don't remember seeing something that said so-and-so is thinking about investing in the club. But we are secure now. Our estimated value has gone up. We still have a regional 2-star reputation. Our season ticket holders are just shy of 5,000. Oh, here we go. Sporting Club Bastia in takeover talks. Local investor Corentin Gerard is believed willing to wipe out the club's depth should become president. Placed embargo upon transfers as a result of rumors involving possible. Crud. Not that I have any future transfers or anything coming in, but it's definitely going to put a damper on things going forward, especially if it gets held up for a while. As for our debts, we don't really have a lot. We've got $4.3 million, but the monthly payments are definitely manageable. It's not like the first 3 seasons where we were paying €500,000 a month out in loans. Well, for finishing 9th, we received €401,000. The board is delighted with a top half finish. Seeing as how we were picked to be relegated and dead last in the league, I'd say they should be happy. Diallo's on international duty. Last time that happened, he came back with a strained calf muscle. End of season awards. Frank Diallo, the Plans player of the season. I think that's interesting, especially as Frank had 22 goals and was what I consider the signing of the season, but the fans obviously don't agree because they picked Giorgio Altieri, who I signed after Mariano went out with an injury. Ante Knezebeck, young player of the season, who could also have been the signing of the season. Diallo with a goal against Stade Bordelais. That was in one of the French Cup games. So he drives forward, sends it up to Frank, who gives it back to Diallo. Oh yeah, that was the long shot from, good grief, 32 yards. This doesn't make sense here to me. Frank had 22 goals, a pretty decent rating. He's not the player of the season. He's not the signing of the season. It's just... Well, this is pretty true. The SCB were one of the competition's more unpredictable teams, enjoying an impressive spell of form. Between July and August, it saw them rise to 2nd, but also slid as low as 8th in an up-and-down season that did at least end with them exceeding expectations. Yeah, that 5-month limit against Sochaux was definitely a match to forget. Lost in the quarterfinals of the French Cup, finished 9th in Ligue 2, lost in the 3rd round of the Coupe de la Ligue. Dynamics-wise, we're doing pretty well. Bezecourt's going to be leaving. Hopefully Almeida or Frank can step up in that spot. You know what? Mid-table finish. And everybody's happy with that, and that's definitely a glitch of some sort. Confidence review. Pretty darn good, although the tactics are a bit squiffy. I'm not quite sure why. Injury report. Yep, Hugo Mariano, 4 months with a broken leg. Tommaso Polo, 3 months with a broken leg. But that was before he signed with us, I believe. Handle delays, 2 months, torn abdominal muscle. He was a youngster. Yep. Preseason start date, 4 weeks. Boris Bell did agree to sign a new contract. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. At one point in time, he did not want to sign with us. Florian Adriani, Domino's League 2 Stars team of the competition. He's our only representative. It's well worth it. He's been a stalwart for us. We wouldn't be where we are now without him in goal, that's for sure. Umut Bozak won the League 2 top goal scorer. He beat Frank by 3 goals. And Boucher won goalkeeper of the season. Blanc won head coach, of course, the guy at Auxerre. Frank did break the Bastia goal scoring record with 22 goals. He broke Sophie Boris Bell's record, which was 18. Well, we made a profit last year of Well, let me rephrase that. We made a profit the past year of 5.1 million, which is a 1.7 million euro tax bill, which is actually a really good thing. It means we're not losing money anymore. Commercial summary-wise, everything was up a little bit. The big gains were in corporate hospitality, match day commercial and retail, broadcast revenues, of course, and the competition prize money was up a little bit as well. New scouting budget. 63.5. Yeah, we'll be increasing that. I actually ran out of money near the end of the year. Mariano's resuming full training. Ronson made an offer. Pow in for Appen. I'm going to accept that, even though I have him out for transfer, but with the board putting I have Appen listed for transfer with the trade embargo going on because of the possible takeover talks. I don't know that if I agreed to let him go, they would let him go. Schedule's coming out. You know what? I am going to call this here at the moment. It is late. And I've got an early day tomorrow. So tomorrow we will pick this up. We'll look at the spreadsheet. We'll take a good look at a couple of other items. And we'll be back with that. And what for you guys will be just a bit. Well, it's morning again. Wouldn't say I got exactly a good night's sleep. I got my usual 5 hours, so we're doing better. This is how the league ended. Auxerre got promoted. Nîmes got promoted. Reims and Troyes also got promoted. Strasbourg, wait a minute, PI. No, it's playoffs. They're in the playoffs. Le Mans and Béziers were relegated. Coming down next season are Rennes, Caen, and Toulouse. I take that back. Just Caen and Toulouse. So if we take a look at the spreadsheet, this page has gotten a little bit busier. A couple new added columns. Just a number thing here because when I do sort, if I have to sort, especially when I'm trying to go back and fill in the wins and losses of ways, it's always nice to have a column to let you know exactly what the order is because you can't really sort by the date. As you can see, we finished with 57 points. We were ahead of the curve all season, even though we did fall a little bit short at the end. Schedule-wise, we beat expectations except in the first quarter, but a lot of that was due to reasons you wouldn't think of. We beat the teams we should have lost to. We lost to the teams we probably should have beat. And I'll show that over here. So this part of the schedule, this is what the pundits thought they were going to finish. If I sort this, and this is how they actually finished. So, as expected, the top three teams, or the teams that I thought were going to be near the top, were near the top. Now, I usually don't disagree with the pundits all that much. I would have thought Concarneau would have been lower, but the pundits picked them to finish 6th, they finished 12th. Then again, they picked us to finish 20th, and we finished 8th. If you look over here, I'm going to go back and sort this. I was clicking the wrong thing there. If you look over here, we have our points home and our points away. We did really well against Reims. We beat them in both games. We did really well against Strasbourg. We came out ahead. We did pretty well against Troyes. We got 3 points. The teams we didn't do so hot against, Auxerre, FCSM, Sochaux, they absolutely thumped us. I think on aggregate it was 8-2. And then Nancy, as you can also see, we were stronger at home than we were away, but that's to be expected. Although we did win a couple away games at our stronger opponents. Strasbourg, we held to a draw at home, but we beat them away. Reims, we beat both home and away. Troyes, we beat at home, we lost away. So ended up on 57 points. These are just checks to make sure that, everything adds up. For a while there, one of those was a 56, and that's because I realized I had fat-fingered a key, and it took me like 5 minutes to figure out. It's just one of those things that happens. One of the things the pundits did get right, they picked Clermont to finish 11th. They finished 11th. And for the most part, they were pretty close. They were off on us, but then again, with a human in control, I don't know what they can really expect in terms of predictions. A couple other things to highlight. We've added a couple of things to the attribute analysis. So, scroll down here. This is new. This is a request off the FM Slack training forum. What this is just one player through all the training schedules or the ones you want to list, and it's set up to where if the cell below is one better than the cell above, it turns green. So as you can see, as a great example here, Jean-Marc Parent's balance started out as an 8, went to a 9, went to a 10, stayed at 10, went to 11, stayed at 11, went to 12. Now, what I also did, I'm going to set this up here, I added in a test player line to a couple of tabs, but I'll be honest with you, I don't remember which tabs I set them up on. So these are most of the beginning tabs. If I just paste this guy here, what you'll see is it's also set up in that if the number is less than the number above it, it turns red. So as an example here, he started on 1, went to a 2, went to a 4. It's a +2 improvement. So it stays green. Part of me toyed with the idea of doing, the dark green, or sorry, I had a phone call on the landline. Who does that these days anymore? It's the 21st century, for crying out loud. Anyhow, where was I? We'll try and recover here. So I created just a test player with some basic attributes across the board to try and test this out. Went through a couple more tabs and added them, changed his attributes. As you can see, every time the number below is better than the one above, it turns green. Anytime it's worse, it turns red. So this is a good idea, or it's a good example to show, where your training methods might be able to improve or how strong they are. If you scroll up here, this is Jean-Marc Parent. He was in the team at the beginning, or he was one of my first youth intake guys. So, no, he was on the team at the beginning because it's June of 18. That's when we started. And it's now May of 2022. So if I change this to May 2022, you can see how much better he's gotten. I do have the column down here to show exactly how much he's improved. 8 strength, 4 stamina, 3 pace, 5 balance. That's great. The +4 off the ball. A couple places he hasn't improved are the aggression and his determination, but those are more mentoring things than anything else, if I understand correctly. So that's what's going on there. There should be a video coming out soon with more insight on the wage budget, which is this and this. And then I will probably throw in the scheduling stuff as well, because both this wage budget part and the scheduling part take a lot more behind the scenes stuff to get right. So we are getting ready to start the summer transfer window. It just opened. We do have one player going out on loan already. Kevin Appen is leaving. The division begins in 31 days. That can't be right. 7/22. Yeah, 22 days. It begins in July. It's starting a little early this season. We've already got our schedule come out, which you can see here. So we're starting July. Is there a big winter break again? No, it's not too bad. That's pretty standard. It's similar to what we had last year. 22. It's World Cup year. So maybe that's what's going on here with the international break. From there to there? That makes no sense. I don't know. Anyhow, we're going to be busy. That said, pretty successful season. I'm happy with it. Finishing mid-table was very, very nice. Even though at one point in time we were challenging for a playoff spot, I'm really kind of glad we didn't get it, because we are in no way, shape, or form prepared for League One football at all. So, teams are still coming after Maxence Pierre. I don't know if we'll show him here. He's had like 12 offers already. Some of them are in the 300,000 to 200 well, 300,000 has been the best offer. He's 15 years old. He's already this good. If he's got to be a diamond in the rough, 300,000 euros seems too little, even if I do somehow tack on like a 50% sell-on clause. So, good news is he just turned. Nope, he'll turn 16 in a month, so he should get some playing time. See if I can't find another lower tier affiliate to loan some more players out on. That should help us get some first team playing time. The one thing I am worried about is no matches scheduled. They were in the relegation zone of the under-19 division they were in. So I am wondering if they did not get relegated out, and because there isn't anything below the division they were playing, they're in the under-19 Group D. They may not. It may be they do a draw to figure out what groups we're in? I don't remember off the top of my head. Honestly, it's not something I really paid attention to until I realized, hey, they're in danger of getting relegated. Bottom 3 teams are relegated. Yeah, okay. So I could be scheduling out all the under 19 games this year, which definitely means getting a lower league affiliate is a must. So, our first season in League 2 was an unqualified success. I don't think you could say otherwise. I think finishing mid-table next year is a good goal. That's what I promised the guys. If we get a playoff spot, I'm not going to be too upset. I still think we need another year or two, get some of the youth players built up, see what we can do to hold on to them. Our transfer budget was not all that great. And as a result, we may end up being net sellers again this year. It depends on who we sell. There's some options out there available. That said, our season here was pretty successful, and I'm pretty happy with it. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name's FM19, and I thank you for watching The Return of Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 31.